Good morning, fellow traders. Bob here. It's time for the Good Morning Market Prep for Tuesday, June the 15th, 2021. I hope everybody had a great night last night. This is brought to you by Positive Trends Research, and everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice, so please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. Good. All right, let's just see what we left on the market yesterday. So SPX again, still hanging in here green, right? So monthly chart looking okay here, right? We had a big pop at the end of the day to get this thing to all-time highs. Wasn't a huge, kind of big rip here on the weekly chart. We're still looking a little bit kind of grindy right here, but we do have fresh all-time highs, so that's a good thing. Let's take a look at the daily chart again. It was a nice bounce off the ADMA in an attempt to take the inside day up, which it did. And let's see if it gets any follow through going in today. The wave count today is a couple little counts that are on here possible. The recent push over all-time highs kind of eliminates the fact that, or the possibility that this is a 1-2, right? Because wave 2 would have intersected wave 1. So really we're just kind of looking to see if things are topping out right here. I'd really like to see us push today. I know it's hard. Let's say try to rally it ahead of the Fed or something like that, or maybe we get some news. But it's kind of looking like this wave right here is kind of looking like an ending diagonal right here that's kind of wrapping up, and then we might see a little ABC down and then get going. But if it does start to work its way up, then we could still count this 1, 2, and kind of this larger part of a 3 in here, right? So they try to get up here. So we'll see how it goes here for SPX. Let's take a look at the SPY and see how it's behaving here this morning. US running a little bit slow here. There we go. Okay, so on SPY, despite the push yesterday, it was still decreasing volume, right? Which kind of makes things a little bit sketchy here. But we just had this end of the day huge push, huge volume, just kind of this epic squeeze that this Willy Wonka market likes to do sometimes. And then it got follow through yesterday too, and then it's kind of coming back here a little bit to reality. So it could be working on a little bit of a head and shoulders type move. So just kind of keep an eye on this, right? So see if you get a little bit of a shoulder right here, and then it breaks down, right? Because it might want to come into the back into the single prints here and test the scene of the breakout on that, because it's kind of random, right? So we do have that going on. Again, S&P futures, that's pretty much part of the game plan here today too. We're struggling to hold up above the geometric line right here. It already broke down before, but I think below the overnight lows, below this pivot level right here, we do have a good chance to get to the Smingle. I'm sorry, let me edit this right here. The single, friends. Let's put it's like Smingle. So single prints right there. So we have a good chance of hitting that endpoint right there, and then of course value area low, so you need the breakout type area type stuff. So good space between levels right here. Anytime you have kind of like one of these liquid, well, in this case it's just basically like a single print event, right? That could get tested. We could see the scene of the breakdown. So see what kind of news flow we get today, and how things go. Otherwise, we might see some chop in the Fed, and then after the Fed, they might come and test this or not, right? So we'll see how that goes. It could be pretty interesting. Again, we'll just call this a fresh geo here on the MES here this morning. So it is bouncing off of that a little bit, but generally kind of blah here going into this morning. The Qs had a big day yesterday too. Again, generally holding up here too. Could be working on a sideways head and shoulder here as well. And we have the IWM. Relative weakness yesterday. We had those triple geometric lines yesterday. We lost this one, then we lost this one, and this one generally held. Right, we're kind of above that here this morning. So relative weakness there in the IWM yesterday. Same with the XLF. The banks were weak yesterday, right? So we had this kind of drop-based drop right here, and then another drop-based drop right here. And they ended up rallying at the end of the day too, which is like, okay. But we'll see how it goes. Maybe it's kind of bull flagging here in the pre-market stuff. But watch this geometric line right here, see if that breaks down. If the XLF still wants to be weak. Again, we were thinking they might buy up the rumor and then sell the news on a possible rate hike into the Fed. But now it looks like they're selling the rumor, and who knows, maybe they'll buy up the news in the Fed. So it's going to be an interesting week here either way. So good stuff there, guys. Let's take a look and see what else we've got. So we've got the VIX on the radar, obviously, really tight range. It's kind of, generally, I mean, when I mean tight range, if you go to the daily chart right here, we're kind of like a little inside day and just kind of holding this support right here, but no real action. It seems like it's gearing up for a move maybe into the Fed tomorrow. So definitely something to keep an eye on there. Let's take a look at Apple this morning. So it's kind of grinding its way higher a little bit. Well, actually, it's kind of technically down from yesterday's close, but higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So let's see what we say above the ADMA here on the 15-minute chart and kind of keep going here today. Had a strong day yesterday. Tesla getting really super duper tight. 60 anchor closed yesterday. So that's pretty interesting, right? So we definitely want to keep an eye on this one. Let's double check the 60-minute chart. Yeah, 60 anchor yesterday. So that should actually go on the 60 anchor list today. I think I took it off because it was Neo is on there. But I'm going to replace Blink. Well, I'll just add it here for Tesla. So you can kind of keep an eye on that one here today. So really tight range here, right? So this one could give some sharp action, right? So definitely something to keep an eye on here today. We've been leaning a little bearish on it, but I'd like to see it get below these levels and maybe even get below this signal zone low here to kind of give us some more confidence in that direction. Otherwise, it could be finished with this little move. We got Bitcoin. So Bitcoin up 280. This is kind of forming an inside day right now, and a lot of folks are like, "Yay, it's doing good. It's back over the ADMA. We're back over the UTL." But we're not getting a lot of volume in here. I mean, thank you so much for watching. If you want to get more in-depth video coverage on the stocks or setups that are on our radar, be sure to join our group or subscribe to the Bubble Report for more morning analysis. The Bubble Report includes S&P 500 review, also a market profile game plan on the S&P futures, sector updates, gappers, orbs, unusual option activity, economic calendar, and we also have Elliott wave counts that are on our radar made by Algo 382. Be sure to click the link at the end of this video to subscribe today.